You know how we spend our time at work right now? Most of that, we spend that on shallow work. We don't do that on creative work or things like that. It's replying emails. It's listening to phone calls. It's a colleague asked you to chat about meetings and things like that. We don't even dig deep into doing things that matters. For example, writing a story or presenting something important. It's just a lot of distractions also, which basically say that you have the obligation to, a lot of bosses do this. You have an obligation to respond instantly. And then it doesn't matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter if you're writing a novel, you have to respond instantly. You cannot focus that way. It's like your mind is not programmed that way. When you are distracted, people say they can multitask. We all know we can't multitask. When you divert your focus from your task that you're doing and you get back to it, it takes you 7-8 minutes to get back into it. And then when people are in the flow state of where they're producing maximum amount of content with ease, and then bling, 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 have to answer the phone call, have to respond to an email, or have to answer a WhatsApp, it destroys the flow. And a lot of people still don't realize that, and just saying that this is a necessity. It's like, oh, I have to respond. Negotiate. You don't have to. I feel like that's one of the things that's going to be important going forward that I'm going to tell people, is that you need to find some space for you to do important work.
But it's tough though, because I've worked at corporate, with teams and corporations before, and it's just especially with the Hong Kong culture, it's just they expect it. It's like if you see that he saw your shit and then he didn't respond, you're just like, what? You know what I mean? You don't like that, especially if it's a superior, and then he sees that it's been seen, and then it's really bad. It's you know what I mean? And then you're like, oh shit, you see that, you saw that, I saw it. It's you know what I mean? Let me just return.
The blue tick.
Yeah, so it's it's tough.
But it's about, I would say, it's obviously up to the bosses, right? It's up to the leader to really enforce that. And what I'm trying to do is to say, hey, listen, we've got time where we do shallow work, but if we really want great work to be done, we have to respect the fact that it's going to take a long time, long stretches without distractions.